Hey, welcome. Come on in. Clearly, this is not my home, but I'm gonna give you a tour anyways. Question number 1, do you consider yourself a minimalist or more of an intentional livingist? I find that minimalism has become very own nothing type of mindset when it should actually be more about doing things with intention. So yeah, I do think people have kind of some misconceptions about minimalism. I don't really love to put labels on anything that I do. And I do think I am more of an intentional livingist. I do like that word, maybe essentialist. I love the book Essentialism, but I feel like I'm not as extreme as like a lot of other minimalists are. And I don't want to be that way. Like I don't want to be some way that I see other people online. I just try to do what is best for me and be very intentional with how I'm spending my time, my life, my money. So yeah, I like that term, intentionalist. This is actually like a 2-room castle. We have this room, then there's another insanely cool bedroom up this spiral staircase, which I can show you later. Caitlin asks on Instagram, how do you stay consistent with the actions to accomplish your goals? This is a great question because we all have goals. Most of us don't achieve them. And it's just so common to fail at them. But I just love the idea of using kind of compound interest and applying that to your goals. So like instead of just looking at the right now, kind of zooming back and looking at, if I do a page a day over a year, that's gonna be pretty much an entire novel. 10 years, I could write 10 novels just writing 1 page a day. So if you say you want to become a writer, you really have no excuse not to. You can come up with 10 minutes a day or 15 or whatever it is. Just check the screen time on your phone. And the same thing applies to anything that you actually really want. So for me, I really have few goals and I mostly focus on building systems to accomplish things instead of having a goal, because for me, the goal doesn't really mean anything. It's more about the system. Here we have one of my favorite things in the world, which is a beautiful couch or a rug in front of a fireplace. Little known fact about me, if there's a fireplace, there's 100% chance that I will be laying in front of it. It's like my favorite place in the world. What state are you from and how old are you? Pretty simple, I'm from New Hampshire in the US and I'm 27 years old. Even though somebody said recently that I look like I'm 45, but I think that's just because of the gray hair that is all over my head. I found one in my beard recently, Meredith picked it out, thank goodness. So yeah, I'm 27, but I started going gray at like 18, got my first couple gray hairs, so I blame my dad really. Better gray hair than no hair, you know what they say. All right, we got 2 questions here that kind of go together. What are your streams of income and how many rentals do you own? My main streams of income are real estate. I own 2 triplexes and a duplex that we live in now. It's kind of like a single family with an attached dwelling. And then my income streams are those, and then also YouTube. I also do some acting and some video production stuff, but it's mostly YouTube and real estate that are my main streams of income. Johnny Cat asks, what is your favorite quote? This is pretty simple. My favorite quote is, the future never comes, life is always now. I believe that's Eckhart Tolle. It's just the idea that we spend most of our lives like worrying about the future or something that happened in the past, when the only thing that we can actually control is right now. So that's just a complete waste of time. You're literally worrying about an imagined scenario that you made up in your head about something that might happen. And yet your entire life, you have survived every moment you've been through. So yeah, I like that. This is like not an efficient way to drink cider, but it makes me feel fancy. I never get to drink out of glasses like this. Did you ever feel like giving up on YouTube? What kept you going? YouTube is an up and down game. Currently, while I'm shooting this, my views are down like 150% from like a couple months ago. And it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for the past 4 or 5 years, however long I've been making videos. I think there was like a 6-month period in time where I was actually losing subscribers every time I posted videos. But something really cool that I heard recently was that in order to get in the top 1% of podcasts like ever, you only need to post 20 episodes or something like that. So literally nobody could listen to them. If you just post 20 episodes, you're in the top 1% of people who ever tried it, because most people quit immediately. For me with YouTube, it's just something that I adapted. I made it an important part of my life. I made it a habit. So even when it wasn't working, even when it's down like right now, it's what I love to do. I would do it for free. I never thought I would reach 1,000 subscribers, never mind 350,000. This is like crazy. So have I ever thought about quitting? Yes, I absolutely have, but I'm not going to anytime soon, as long as I enjoy doing it. It doesn't matter if people watch or not. I'm doing this for me because I love it and I want to help people and share the stuff that I'm going through and share my journey. It's creative expression for me. If I don't film a video, that's why I've been filming even while I'm on vacation here, because if I don't film for like a week, I get depressed. This is what I do, this is what I love. It's so much fun. I'm now joined by Meredith. What marriage advice do you have for newlyweds?
I think being patient is important. You don't know what the other person is going through. Waiting for them to talk to you doesn't help, but also pouncing on them doesn't help you.
I feel like a lot of times it's easy to get mad if you don't talk to the person and say what you said offended me for whatever reason. So just like talk to people.
Communicating.
Communication. It's
the same thing.
How do you handle being new parents and maintaining minimalism with family, friends, and providing tons of gifts for you, your lady, and your child? We've talked to people about not getting a ton of gifts, but we still get gifts occasionally.
Not as many though as like any of Laura's friends.
That's true. But it's also like not a huge deal. You don't have to be a perfect minimalist. Don't have to have a certain amount of things.
She has a whole playroom dedicated
she does.
to toys.
But she does, yeah.
But they're not like a crazy amount of toys. Like they're toys that help her learn and grow instead of just, you know.
Travel is expensive these days. How do you budget for it and make it affordable? Also got a lot of questions about how we travel with a 1-year-old.
I think she's having more fun than we are.
For sure, she's like a very friendly person. She's gotten held by like multiple stewardesses. She's just having a grand old time. So I know that's not gonna be the same for everybody, but also it's not an excuse to like never live your life.
No, I feel like if your baby is even remotely like mild-mannered, like you'll be fine travel. She likes to look at things and watch people, so it's been more exciting than staying home.
And you might just have to do it slower and just see less places or something, you know?
It's also, I feel like people think it's more expensive to travel with a baby, but she doesn't have a plane ticket. It doesn't cost money to book a room for her. We have to buy diapers every couple of days, but we have to do that at home anyway. Overall,
that's been good. As far as the expenses of traveling, this has been an expensive trip. Like there's no way to be in a place, especially like this. This is the most expensive place that we've stayed. Without spending money. But for most of our flights, we use credit card points, so the flights were mostly free. We've been staying at Airbnbs. Normally when we travel, we cook in a lot more, so that saves a lot of money. We haven't been doing it as much this time. But we also find a lot of like free stuff to do. We go to the beach, go for walks, explore local towns. So not everything you do has to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, if you take one day to look at the big stuff in whatever city you're in and spend $50 on that, but then the other days you do free stuff.
So yeah, thank you all for 350,000 subscribers. I'm sorry I haven't done one of these sooner. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Got this beautiful bed here. This is the most exciting part of this. Check out this. So we click this, it closes, we'll click this. So yeah, that's the apartment tour. I hope to have a castle at some point in my life. Honestly, this probably was not worth it, but it was super cool to see, once in a lifetime type thing. Probably won't do it again, but we had a really good time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.